I hope you're all okay. It is, what is it? Thursday night. And I got some stuff from Amazon today. And I'm going to play. So, we got a Derwent Graphitint paint set. We got the Gansai Tambi graphite colours. As you can see, yeah. And then I just swatched my Graphitint with them, pencils with them as well. But finally, I got Dark Fairytales. And I was flipping through and saw this page, and I was like, that page is gonna look so cool in these colours. So that's what we're gonna do. And I have made the decision so that I'm gonna do this as a project book for the channel. She says, that's the plan. Whether I stick to it, we'll see. But I'm not putting any pressure on myself. You know, I've got no goals as to how many pages to do or how often to do pages or anything like that. It's just, I think this would be fun to, you know, just film it all. Yeah, because, you know, pick a really easy book for your first project book, sure. That's, yeah. But anyway. So yeah, I thought I would start off with some pages which aren't my absolute favourites. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the entire book. I just think it is amazing. But obviously, there are some pages I like more than others. And this is not one of them. None of the Wizard of Oz ones are really my favourites. So I thought we'd make a start on this, because like I said, I think these colours are going to work spectacularly on this page. So, yeah, I guess we'll make a start. So I've got some water brushes here, and I've got my paints, and I've got my Graphitint pencils to the side in case I need them. And I guess we'll just make a start. So, I'm thinking all of this is going to be kind of like in the meadow kind of colour, maybe with a bit of the graphite green as well, something like that. So meadow is the third one across. So yeah, I got all of these in just today. They came at about nearly, I don't know, just before 5:30. Yeah. Sorry, I feel like my camera's a bit, there we go, it's a bit better. So we zoom in a bit. I don't want it to go in too far because, you know, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. But I don't think I'm going to be doing much in the way of kind of detail. So obviously, you know, Kerby paper, not watercolour paper, but you can use watercolour on it. I've done watercolour, I've done ink tints and all of that stuff on it. You just want to be a little careful. So yeah, all I'm going to do is go in with the meadow green and just pop that on the fields. Cause I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, it's kind of being a dry, hot summer. It's Kansas? I'm sure it's Kansas. Yeah, so, you know, I think the grass is going to look a little bit worse for wear. It's not going to be bright green or anything like that. So, it's just what we're going to do. I've ever done an entire page just with these colours. So yeah, I think it will be interesting, and hopefully it won't take too long. Now, I don't want to keep going over this too much until it dries, because it is gonna upset the paper. I do wish that Kerby's books weren't quite as smooth as they are. Okay. Let's just scooch this over. And then let's continue on this side while that dries a little bit. So we're going to be jumping around a bit. But yeah, I hope this kind of turns out how I want it to. I don't often get a vision for how I want the page to look like. I tend to just jump in and go. But I kind of, do think, kind of have a bit of a vision for this. So we'll see. So, who else has this book? Have you made a start in it? Are you a bit intimidated by it? I know a lot of people are intimidated by Kerby's work, but honestly, he is so easy to colour because he just gives you everything you need. You don't really need to think about it. His shading is just there already for you and everything, so it's just kind of like, yeah. Okay, so now I think I want to do these a slightly different colour, but not too different. So I think, we'll see, I don't know if this is going to work. I think we're going to take some of the graphite green from the Gansai Tambi set and put that. That might be a little watery. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to go with the meadow. And put that in. And see what we think about that. We still see. Skin. Yeah, quite like that. Okay, so we'll just do the rest of the grass in this colour, and maybe the trees. Let's go down into that spine. So I believe these colours can granulate, but I don't think they would on this paper. It's way too smooth. But I think I will have to have a play on some watercolour paper with them and kind of see what you can get, because I do love granulation. I have an entire granulation palette, which is the full of the smoker. some super granulating colours you can get. So I don't know if I am just gonna do, you know, the entire. Are those supposed to be flowers? They might supposed to be flowers. Oh well, it's all grass now. What was I saying? Sorry, I am just completely scatterbrained. In case you haven't noticed from my other videos, I'll start talking about one thing and then I'll just go off on a complete tangent and then I just have no idea what I was saying. But yeah. Okay, now we'll just go and do the trees. So to me, the main thing in this image is, you know, your tornado. Yeah. So that's probably where I'm going to concentrate most on. And like I said, I just thought that these colours would be perfect because I'm kind of seeing, you know, deep, stormy kind of blues and purples. And I just think that would look really cool if I can do it how I want to do it. But, should be able to, you know. It's just working over it in layers. Probably lots of layers, just trying to get it how I want it. Now, if you do not have these colours, just use whatever colours you want to. Really, you don't have to use paint. You can use coloured pencil if you want. Just do anything. I just thought it might be fun. You know, for me to just record my kind of progress through this book a little bit. Now I'm going to go in just with a little bit of meadow and just maybe just mix a little bit of that in a couple of places just to create a bit of variety. And then I'll do the same with the graphite green. And I think I want some slate green as well, which is this one. And I'll just pop a bit of this in some places. So I haven't really got anything much planned for this page. It's just kind of, you know, just having some fun. And I think that's a fantastic way to start in a new book that you might think is maybe a little bit like, you know? Just have some fun in it. Don't, you know, try not to worry about it. I mean, you know, it's a book. If the absolute worst comes to worst, you know, I mean, at least here in the UK, I'm almost positive that this is going to be available in the works at some point, and they're normally like a £5. So if the worst comes to worst, you can just, you know, have one book to just play in and experiment in and not worry about, and then one book for your kind of your best work, if you want to kind of call it that. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of this green just into the field. just in places. But I don't want it to look too green. I do want to keep that very yellow green there. And, you know, obviously doing watercolour is a damn sight quicker than doing pencil. I'm not going to stick to the same mediums for the entire book. Yeah, that's not something. It's not something I can do. I would get bored and end up not colouring. So, you know, if I do a page in something that you don't have, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you do want to, you know, follow exactly kind of thing, I generally wouldn't worry too much about it, because there's going to be, you know, another page at some point, and it's probably going to be using a medium you've got. A little bit of the graphite green, just in some places. And another thing with this book is that there is just a lot of, you know, really, really teeny tiny details. And, I'll be honest, at the moment, I am not feeling like going in and colouring each individual bit, which is what I would do. So just doing, you know, a watercolour is going to stop me from kind of like, you know, going into each of these little blades of grass and shading them individually. Which, you know, you don't need to do. It's silly. You know, you do not need to do that. If you want to do it, then go ahead, but you don't need to. Okay, so now I'm going to do the buildings. So I'll do... I'm guessing that's the house, maybe, or might not be, I don't know. But I'm going to do that in graphite brown. Oh yeah, isn't that a beautiful colour? Oh, I do love these moody muted colours. They're just beautiful. That's why I like the Castle Art Harmonious set so much. So, if you're worried about trying watercolour in your books, honestly, don't be worried about it. I've coloured watercolour in Amazon printed books and, you know, pretty much everything. The only thing that was kind of stopped me from using watercolour is if it just pills the page and you get those, like, you know, dots all over your page. That I hate. And I won't use watercolour if a book does that. But apart from that, I will use it on anything. And I mean, Amazon paper actually stands up quite well to watercolour. Surprisingly, yes, it gets wet. Yes, it, you know, warps the page a lot. and makes it all lovely and crinkly and all of that. But it's, apart from that, it holds up really well. And you know, I've used watercolour obviously in Kerby's books plenty of times and never had any problems. Yes, it will wrinkle. Give me a second, I need a drink. Okay. So yeah, watercolour in Kerby's books basically works absolutely fine. Yeah, okay, now I'm gonna do, let's do the barn, and we'll do the barn in the autumn brown, I think. Might mix in a little bit of graphite red with it. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, don't be afraid of Kerby's books. Don't be afraid of using different mediums, so on and so forth. Like I said earlier, you know, if the absolute worst happens, like, I don't even know, you put a hole through the entire book somehow, then you just need to, you know, pick up another one. Like, they'll be on second-hand sites. They'll be on, you know, your discount bookstores before long and all of that. So yeah, you really just don't need to worry about it. Okay, so now I'll go to graphite red and go over the doors with that, just to darken them up a little bit. And maybe here where it's going to be shaded. But, you know, he does all the shading for you, more or less. You can straight colour it and it will look awesome. Yeah, so now I'm going to go with graphite red, and I'm just going to do the fence with that. I'm trying to remember, what colour dress does Dorothy wear? I want to say it's blue, but I can't remember. I've not watched The Wizard of Oz. Christ. I don't even know how long since I was a little kid. And I'm 32, so quite a while ago. But yeah, I am loving how these colours are looking now. Absolutely loving them. I think they look gorgeous. And like I said, I think they are perfect kind of colours for this page. So I don't know if this is going to be in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or, you know, however many parts. I would love to just do one really long video, but that would probably take about a month for my internet to upload, so that's probably not going to happen. but we'll see. I don't think this is going to need too many. Don't take too long. It's coming along quite nicely. Just get down into here. I have broken the spine. It's the very first thing I do. I can't stand it when a book just isn't going to lay flat. It annoys the living daylights out of me. So yeah. Haven't done many pages this month at all. I've done hardly anything. I finished a page in The Flower Year by Layla, and I did a page in Mel Panini's new book, which the name of is Failing Fantasy Dreamland? Dream Voyage. And yeah, I did a page in Dream Voyage, and that's kind of pretty much it. Yeah, not done very good. But, you know, that's okay. You don't have to colour a certain number of pages or anything. But I've probably started about 10 whips, though. Yeah, well, I start whips, and then I'm like, I'm gonna have to finish at some point. And then it might sit for like a year or two before I decide to go back to it. I have been very much looking forward to this book, and I am hoping it is gonna, you know, help me get out of my slump. We'll see. Yeah. So someone might be coming upstairs in a minute. Possibly, I'm not entirely sure. If they do, I will just go quiet for a minute. So that is why, if you hear that, or if you hear nothing, even, not if you hear that. Yeah. Now, I don't know what colour I'm going to do the road. I'm kind of leaning towards just a grey. And I'm just going to be going back to this, the barn a bit, and just going over a little bit more with that autumn brown. Just give a little bit of a squeeze, need a bit more pigment. That's a bit better, a bit more pigment, a bit more water even. So yeah, let me know what you think of me doing this book as a channel project kind of thing. I think it'll probably be like a mixture of, you know, some tutorials, just kind of colour alongs, colouring charts, so on and so forth. Just depending on what I'm in the mood for. I'm going to go with the graphite brown. And I'm going to go and do these tree trunks. tree trunks and just the random bits of wood that's flying all over the place. That is a bit of grass I've missed down there. And there as well. Okay, that's the graphite brown. There's quite a big bit there. So let's just do that. So I find doing watercolour really relaxing. Like, I don't have to think too much when I'm doing it. And it's kind of just intuitive. Are those wood? I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm just going to do them as wood. Just checking I'm still on camera. I would zoom in more, but I don't know if I need to really. I'm not doing anything other than just, you know, slopping some paint down, to be honest. You know, but let me know in the comments if you would prefer to see things closer up. If that's the case, then in the next video I can definitely attempt to remember. You may need to remind me. I love the movement in this page. I think it's the wrong colour. Oh well. It's fine. It's all brown. Yeah. I think the movement he kind of managed to get with that tornado is just brilliant. Okay, the path. I still haven't decided. I think I might just do graphite grey. That's from the Derwent set. And you know, if I don't like it, we can always just go over it with something else. But no, I think that will work actually. So, I can't remember if I said, but these paints I only just got today. As I said, I was flipping through the book, and I was like, oh my god, that page will work perfectly for these colours. And I think I was right. I think it is looking really cool, really kind of moody. You know, you've got a giant tornado coming through. It's gonna be a bit dark, isn't it? Let's just do a bit of the grey along there, just to kind of suggest the path. So I'm just seeing what dress Dorothy has. These are Dorothy's. Okay, it's blue. So I'll do a very light thing of the ocean blue. Like so. Okay. Sorry for the silence, by the way. I'm currently just using the aubergine and the juniper to just start getting some colour onto this tornado. Let's move this down. There's no real rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of alternating between the colours and just popping them down. it's blue, doesn't matter. Okay, sorry for the silence. Because someone came upstairs, and yeah, I can't film and talk if someone's in the vicinity. No, can't do it. I know there's quite a few of us who are like that. If someone kind of comes, you know, past the room you're filming in and all that, and you just go quiet. Yeah. Anyway, so all I have done with the tornado is I'm just kind of alternating between the aubergine and the, I can't remember the name of the colour, and the juniper. Aubergine and juniper. That's literally it. And just, you know, throwing them down wherever I think. Maybe we're going just a little bit of graphite red as well in some places. Yeah, mostly I think I just want to use the aubergine and the juniper. Yeah. I'm quite liking how this is turning out actually so far. And then for the rest of the sky, I think it's basically just going to be the same, but with more blue added in. And, you know, that is basically just going to be the page done. It's just how easy it is. And I think it looks quite effective. Come on, water's being my brush. My brush is being a little bit dry. And I'm afraid to squeeze it too much because then I don't want it to just soak everything. A bit more around here, I think. So this may well be like the quickest Kerby page I have ever done, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to start coming out from the tornado. Using those same two colours kind of around it. So, you know, the majority of these kind of just swirly bits. We're going to start with the same colours. Oop, that was a little bit too much water. And then we'll go into some blues, I think. So, like down here, we just kind of started with the, what is that, the dark indigo. And I'm going to just put that in, and so maybe some cobalt blue and the graphite blue. And, you know, just how we've done with all of it is it's just slopping your colour down and blending it. Because it's watercolour, it's just completely effortless. It really is. So graphite blue, it's very dark. Maybe a bit of the graphite violet. Which, I mean, I think it's basically the same as the aubergine, I think. Maybe pop a bit of that cobalt blue just in amongst here, just a bit, to create some interest. Now, I could use a bigger brush for this, but, yeah, I'm not. I'm very lazy when it comes to, like, brushes and stuff. I tend to just use one brush for absolutely everything, and I know I shouldn't, because, you know, different brushes can give you different effects and everything, but yeah, just that's just how I am. That's just how I do it. It's my graphite blue. Just making sure we can see. That's the dark indigo I'm using at the moment. Maybe a bit of cobalt. Sorry about my phone going off constantly. It is about this time where my Instagram chats go a little crazy. It's, you know, all of my American friends are kind of getting on at that point, at this point, at this time. A bit more water. There we go. Maybe a bit more blue, actually. I think I've gone a bit too kind of purple, so just going with the cobalt blue. Okay, that's a little better. So I think this page kind of speaks very well for watercolour, because it's just very, you know, it's a very loose page. And there's just lots of movement. And I find that is what watercolour is really good for. Just for creating movement. And energy. It's a very energetic page. Well, yeah. It's a tornado. I think. See, now I'm doubting myself. Is it a tornado or is it a hurricane? I think it's a tornado. I don't know. We don't get them here. So I've got no idea. No. Let's just go back. Oh, no. There we go. Just moving you a little bit. This is the graphite blue. A bit of cobalt blue. Yeah, I think I am quite pleased with this actually. I wasn't entirely sure how it was going to go. I was a little worried, but I'm liking it. And I'm not worrying about, you know, not going over stuff. I want to create the effect that it is kind of dark and, you know, kind of sun's a bit blocked out from the storm kind of thing. So giving some things a bit of that kind of bluish tinge is going to work in my favour. This is the cobalt blue. Oh my god, I don't know what is wrong with me today. I am so thirsty tonight. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Ooh, okay. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. That looks fine still. Don't be too precious. You don't need to be precious about this. You see, it's wrinkled. Quite wrinkled, but I really don't mind. You know, I'll let it dry, place it under a pile of books, and it'll be fine. This is the graphite blue I'm doing up here now. You see? Maybe I can't. So I got my camera up a little bit higher. To try and stop me from walloping my head on it constantly, which is working, but it's difficult for me to actually see, you know, the screen, so I can tell if I am in frame or not. But it's fine. So there's another reason why I haven't zoomed in, because if I zoom in, then that's just going to be 100 times worse. If you're trying to figure out if you can see or not, at least with this you can, I believe anyway, you should be able to see the majority of the page. Yeah. So all I'm doing is just switching between the three blues, the cobalt blue, the dark indigo, and the graphite blue. Yeah, that is literally it, and just sloshing them together to create this stormy sky. So you can see I've done the tornado and these kind of swirly bits, very swirly bits. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe just go in a little bit more with the kind of aubergine and the juniper over these a little bit, just to kind of show that separation between, I don't know, the tornado and not the tornado, hurricane, whatever it is. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, that works. Okay. Maybe a bit of graphite violet up in here because that looks like a really dark bit. Coming over a little bit. Okay, and now I'm just gonna, well, I don't know what colour that is, I just picked up. That's a green, okay. I'm adding some green in apparently because I dipped it in there instead of the cobalt blue. So yeah, all I'm gonna do now really is just go along and just kind of maybe just deepen up some areas. But you could leave it as it is, and it looks like a wonderfully terrifying, scary storm. But I'm just having fun, just, you know, just doing whatever it is that I am doing right now. I've completely missed over by these trees, so let's get that in. Some cobalt. Now, normally when I've got things like clouds and that, I will go over them with a white gel pen. But I don't think I'm going to with this because I don't think it would fit the kind of mood of the page, really. I think the black lines definitely add something to it. Now, if you feel like it, you can go into, you know, the bits that are more purple, and maybe just add a little bit more of the blue into them, just to create a bit more interest. Or you can leave it. It's, you know, like I keep saying, it's up to you what you want to do. I'm just kind of showing you know, how I kind of imagined this page. And yeah. Obviously you can do it however you want. I have actually nearly used an entire water brush of water on this. And I mean, it's held up really well. Yeah, it's crinkled, but that's all it's done. It hasn't started to pill or anything. Bit of graphite blue down here, I think. So I just want it, you know, really gloomy. Looking. Now, I am positive that a lot of other people are going to do this page, and they are going to do it completely different, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. I have no doubt about that. No doubt at all that some people are just going to make this look just ridiculously stunning. But I kind of just wanted to show you what you can do if you know, like this, like seriously, it's no skill at all. Like none. I'm not thinking about where I'm putting my colours really, you know, I'm not shading, I'm not doing highlights, I'm doing nothing. I'm like a toddler could do this. Okay, I think we are pretty much done. If I am honest with you. A bit done there. Yeah. So that may have been like the quickest Kerby page I have ever done. Let me just zoom this out just a little bit. I don't know if you can see everything yet. So I'm just trying to no, that's way too far. Well, there we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, that is our very first page done in Dark Fairytales, and as you can see, it is crinkled, but nothing at all has gone through. And you know, this is still wet, so when it's kind of still a bit wet, we are just gonna start to smooth it and stretch it back out a little bit, and that's just gonna help it lay a bit flatter. But you know, it is gonna be crinkly, and I completely forgot that that's graphite. And I just got graphite all over my fingers. So yeah, I'm actually really pleased with how this has turned out. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Please like, comment and subscribe if you can. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.